Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks. Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast that definitely didn't start recording this episode 5 days ago, had the power go out multiple times due to hurricane force winds, and then spent the last 5 days in great fear that their apartment would burn down in a wildfire, and knock on wood, that hasn't happened yet. I'm Dan O'Keefe, and joining me as always, totally outside of this situation, only just cold and complaining about norovirus in Wisconsin, is Anna Otto. Anna, how are you?
I was worried about you. I was worried about you and norovirus, okay? I was trying to stay healthy.
Me and norovirus are together, and you were worried about both of us. Like the safety of our house.
Okay, I was not worried about the safety of norovirus. If anything, I want norovirus to go die in a hole. Mm-hmm. I was worried about you. Because you're my friend and I love you. I was worried about catching norovirus because everyone in my life is sickly and diseased and succumbing to various horrible wintertime illnesses. Mm-hmm. So, anyway.
What a thing to worry about.
How are you, Dan?
I'm good.
You kind of gave it away a little.
I'm good. The fact that I still have a safe place to live in spite of everything that has happened, I can be nothing but good.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you're safe. I was worried about you guys, and I'm glad for you.
Yes, thank you. Before we get into it, if any of you are listening and want to help any of the victims of the wildfires in Southern California, there are a lot of places that you can donate to. Donate to the Red Cross. That's the easiest way to do it. That way you know that's actually going to someplace. Don't try and, find random fundraisers from organizations that you've never heard of, because there's a good chance that those could be scams. And if you're running one of those scams, I think that you should go swim out as far as you can.
I hope you catch norovirus.
Anna will be delivering norovirus to you at the soonest possible time.
I'm going to capture it in the air with a butterfly net. Ugh.
How big is norovirus if you can catch it with a butterfly net?
It's like, instead of little germs, it's one giant germ.
It's the dirty bubble.
Oh my god, scary. That's what it feels like when people don't wash their hands.
Anyway, the movie that we are talking about today is a Goofy movie.
I can't wait, Dan. I said some things that were crazy when we started recording.
Did you save your recording? Or did you delete it?
Also,
good.
No, I definitely saved it. There's also 10 minutes of me singing because I thought you were going to come back. So, I'm curious. How much did you hear?
None of it.
Did you hear my confession of who my greatest crush was?
No.
Even though you said he's a child, and I said I was a child when this crush occurred, so it's fine.
I don't think that I did. I'm pretty sure, when my power went out, I lost total connection to you.
Oh boy, then I can't wait to drop this one on you today, man.
Oh boy, okay.
We'll just start like normal, and I'll get to it when I get to it.
Okay, a Goofy movie directed by Kevin Lima, who also directed Tarzan and 102 Dalmatians and Enchanted.
Thank you for your work, King.
His wife, Brenda Chapman, directed The Prince of Egypt and Brave.
Oh, period. The Prince of Egypt soundtrack. The Brave soundtrack's actually pretty banging, too. I'm not going to lie.
I cannot tell you a single song from Brave. I saw Brave.
Well,
actually,
here's the thing. It's not a musical. You didn't?
No, I didn't.
I'm fighting for me own. Oh, I'm shooting for me own hand. I can't do any accents. Gage just told me that when we go to Ireland, I'm not allowed to do any accents.
The only...
It's too awkward. It's horrible.
Well, Brave is Scotland, first off.
Yes.
My culture is
but
not your
anything
costume.
in the UK. I'm Scottish too, you weenie.
No, I'm not Scottish. I'm Irish.
Oh. Okay, that's true.
But
well, what if I go as Dan O'Keefe for Halloween this year?
Oh God, hide your children. Anyway. The only quote that I can remember from Brave is from the trailer, and it's, "If you had the chance to change your fate, would you?"
Would ya? I'm shooting for my own hand when she goes out and she starts shooting arrows because she doesn't want any of the boys. That movie is so period. You have to watch it. Honestly, Dan. And, okay, so there's this one song, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like, since it's not a musical, it's the credits. I think it's like, I'll send you the soundtrack. It's banging, okay?
Banging and
She
banging
snapped.
and banging.
Yeah.
Screenplay by Jim Magon, Chris Matheson, and Brian Pimentel. Chris Matheson also wrote the Bill and Ted movies. Brian Pimentel directed Bambi 2.
Oh, I never saw that one, actually.
You didn't see Bambi 2 from 2006?
No. Does that make me a bad Disney adult?
Yes.
I'm not a Disney adult, though. I don't claim that.
You just did.
I claim it casually. I'm not the type to run to Disney World and be like, I'm home.
Would you?
Would you? No.
Starring the voice talents of Bill Farmer, Jason Marsden, Jim Cummings, Kelly Martin, Rob Paulson, Wallace Shawn, and Jenna Van Oy. Rob Paulson, better known as Jimmy's mom.
Jimmy's mom.
The voice of
Gage
Carl
and I kept
Weezer.
saying that to each other during this movie. Now, here's the tea. And this is what I said I was going to wait to have happen organically.
Uh-huh.
Now, Dan, you said last time when we talked about this, you didn't grow up with this movie, right? This is your first time
This is the
watching
first time
it?
I've seen this, yes.
Absolutely bonkers, because I grew up with these. I could tell you exactly what birthday I got them. It was my 4th birthday on VHS, and I watched them all the time.
So you got a 4-year-old birthday for your 4-year-old movie for your 4th birthday.
Yeah, we were the same age, me and the movie. But I also got an extremely goofy movie, which was only 1 year old at that point.
Now that doesn't make much sense. Your story's not lining up because an extremely goofy movie came out in 2000.
Did it really?
Yes.
Maybe I was 5. Whatever. I remember it being my birthday.
Okay.
And
were 17.
I remember I was not 17. I definitely was little. And I remember playing violin for my whole family and wearing a very tall hat. It
Okay.
was supposed to be a birthday crown. Now, I fear... What is something that we all know about generally the real life guys I'm attracted to? Let's say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. They're curvy.
I was gonna say ogre-esque.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Ergo, who is the hottest of the characters in this movie for me?
Is it PJ?
It's PJ!
Oh my god, you need to back away from your microphone.
Sorry, everyone. It's PJ. I hope I just blew out everyone's speakers and earphones.
It's PJ.
Literally, when I was little, anytime, PJ, however he does his little Carl Weezer voice, Jimmy's mom, I can't do it. I don't care. PJ, the ultimate boy to me when I was little. He was cute, he was funny, he was sensitive, he liked videography, which I also liked.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, especially in an extremely goofy movie. Dan.
Oh,
PJ.
Lord.
I'm just saying, Max was fine, but PJ, that's my boy.
You know who has been the voice? Jason Marsden has been the voice of Max Goof since this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I knew that. And he still does stuff for Max, right?
Yeah. He in the Kingdom Hearts games.
Love a Kingdom Hearts moment. Not a Disney adult TM.
You would. Music by Carter Burwell.
That's so rude.
Yes. Released on April 7th, 1995 with a budget of $18 million. It made $37.6 million at the box office.
This movie's older than me by only a couple months.
Look at that. On Rotten Tomatoes.
No engagement, only a couple days. Sorry.
On Rotten Tomatoes has a 59% approval rating.
I saw that because I was looking stuff up because I was, like, curious. Should have been higher. This should have... Except, well... Say what you're going to say, and then I'll say what I have to say. Because I remember what you said from Roger Ebert's review, and then I'll say what I have to say.
A Goofy movie offers enough of its titular ingredient to satisfy younger viewers, even if most parents agree that the beloved character deserves better. Roger Ebert. 3 stars out of 4.
Did I call him Robert? Oops.
No, you called him Roger.
Oh, good. Now, here's a T.
Yeah.
Because that was his quote, right?
No, that's just the Rotten Tomatoes thing.
Okay, sorry.
Roger Ebert's thing is that he saw about 35 or 40 minutes of the movie And then the projector broke, and he still gave it 3
That's
stars
right.
out of 4.
Okay. T, first of all, he would have given it 4 out of 4 if he'd seen the whole film.
Okay.
I agree with the Rotten Tomatoes quote because watching this as an adult made me so fucking sad.
Okay,
For Goofy.
interesting. Okay.
For Goofy. Not for anyone else, but it was just hard to watch. It's like he's trying so hard to be a good dad and keep his son out of trouble, but his son just wants to be cool, and it's just breaking my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I might be old now, but it's fine. Because I get it, because I get wanting to be, like, the kid who wants to be with their friends and be with the kid they have a crush on and, like, you know, that whole thing. But I also get, like, where the parent could come from. Not that I am a parent, but, you know, I get where that could come from with, I love you and I want you to be safe and happy, and why can't we just have fun together? The duality, okay? I was out here crying with a glass of wine to a Goofy movie.
Of course you were.
I'm not a Disney adult.
Every time you say that, you just a pair of Minnie Mouse ears starts to grow larger and larger on your head. Oh, wait, are you going to go grab them?
Shh, no, maybe. Yeah,
You
I was
not
looking if I had
Disney
any in here.
adult?
I was looking if I had any in here. I don't. They're upstairs.
Of course.
I only have 3 pairs, okay? It's not even like it's that deep or serious.
Do you want to know what most adults have?
If you say 0, I'll cry.
0.
I think Anna could pull off a pair of mini ears. I think she'd look cute.
I think Anna would sooner run headfirst into a brick wall than
Really? I feel like
rock a
she'd
pair
have
of
so much
Disney
fun
ears.
at Disneyland.
I think she would have fun. We've had fun at Disneyland. She is
She
not.
can
a
borrow
Disney
some of
adult.
mine. I'll go with her. She can borrow one of mine.
Well,
I
how
have
are people
3
going to tell
pairs.
you
She can
apart?
have
You
them.
look so similar.
They're gonna have to guess.
No, you're not seeing double. There are 3 women there.
Oh my god.
Do you remember the first time you watched this?
I don't know because it feels like it's been ingrained in my heart since birth.
Okay.
But I
gross.
guess like 5-year-old is pretty much birth.
No.
No, I don't remember it. It feels like it. I don't have any memories from before then.
How many times do you think you've watched this?
A million, literally. This was like one of, not my favorite. My favorites were Hunchback and Toy Story
Okay.
and Monsters Inc. But it was a favorite. I had it on VHS, which means it was more readily available to me. When I got older, I didn't watch it as much, but definitely when I was little, I watched it a lot. But I will also say I liked an extremely Goofy movie better when I was little.
Okay.
So I think I watched that one more. So I've watched this more than 50, less than 500.
This was the first time I watched this.
Shock.
I had no idea it was going to happen.
Oh my god. Well, you knew the songs, right?
I had heard one of them.
The first one or the second one?
I think I heard the first one before.
Stand Out. Okay.
Yes. Just because people would play it in college.
Mm-hmm.
I had never heard Eye to Eye.
Which is crazy to me because that's arguably the more popular one.
I also never heard the song that Goofy and Max sing together.
Yeah. That one's not as popular.
But yeah, first time was 5 days ago. And let me tell you, it's pretty good.
What do you mean?
It's pretty good. It's fine.
Keep going.
It's not like not groundbreaking or anything.
Oh my god.
It would be worse if it was longer. I'm so happy it's 76 minutes long.
I think you were blinded by natural disasters happening around you. I think that really sullied your experience.
I watched this before the natural disasters started.
Oh, great. Okay, never mind.
So no, I was of sound mind and body while watching this.
Great. I will have you know at one point when Mickey and Donald are on the screen, Gage goes, Anna, did you see who it was? Because my favorite character is Donald Duck. I fear maybe I am a Disney adult.
I don't think you need to fear that, Anna.
I fear.
You
that I
are.
might be.
You are a Disney adult.
No!
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. To it.
It's the end of the school
That was
year.
a quote.
From the movie?
I believe that one of the characters says that.
Says, let's do it to it?
Yeah. I believe they do it before Max goes on to do his Never mind,
performance.
I don't
Okay, yeah, you're spoiling the immediate beginning of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like all cool kids, on the last day of school, Max Goof, son of Goof I.
Pause. Did you know Gage and I looked up his name and his real name is GG Goof?
No way.
Google it, I swear on my life.
In the 50s
GG
cartoon,
Goof.
his name was George G. Geef.
Ew, Geef.
In the Goof Troop continuity, it's GG Goofy Goof. And then in 2000s era comics, his name is Goofus D. Dog.
Trash to all of them.
What do you think
That can't be
GG
real.
stands for?
Goofus Gallant.
Goof?
Goof. Yeah.
Gregory Goof. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
If you look it up, whoa.
Now you're just getting...
We're gonna have to go back, because I just found some lore about Goofy's wife, and I'm shook.
Yeah, because Goofy is a widower.
Yeah. Somebody said they're like, can you believe Goofy's the... reasonably, we can understand that Goofy is logically the only one of the group who's laid pipe. I said yuck, and not in the he yuck way.
Well,
just yuck.
Because both Mickey and Minnie are smooth down there. There's nothing.
So are Donald and Daisy. We can see their lower halves.
Their nether regions.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what Pluto has or has not done.
I almost just dropped some duck lore, but I'm gonna keep that.
What? Donald Duck's corkscrew penis. I get it. I know.
Gross. Duck anatomy is so nasty. I just think that their little feet are cute.
When they get in the water, you can see them doing little kicks.
Oh my god, I love a duck.
Well.
Oh my god.
Anyway, end of school. What do all cool kids do at the end of the school year during a... Why can't I think... What are they called? An assembly. Jesus.
A pep rally, an assembly.
Pep rally, an assembly.
It was the 90s. Why were they having an assembly on the last day of school? I mean, like, we'd have a prayer service when I was in grade school, but that was private grade school. And I think in high school, we didn't do anything.
In high school, we had
just
finals.
Cleaned out our lockers. Yeah, we had finals and we cleaned out our lockers.
Oh, I never found my locker in 4 years of going to high school. But what do all cool kids do? They obviously cosplay as their favorite pop star, and everyone loves it.
Yeah, I feel like if a kid showed up cosplaying...
What is somebody gonna So if somebody showed up at the last day of school cosplaying as Billie Eilish, one, they would just be cultural appropriation because they look like they're dressing like Ja Rule. Two,
I feel like...
bully mercilessly if they were trying to do a Billie Eilish lip sync performance.
We had one girl dress up, come to school and go, today I'm dressed as Beyonce, and she was bullied. She was bullied relentlessly.
Yeah, she should have been. She should still be bullied.
There were a lot of sequins involved. She's like normal now.
Is she?
I hope so. It seems like it from her Instagram page.
Okay, so he dresses as Powerline, who is the #1 pop star in the Goof Troop extended universe.
Stand out.
Lip syncs. Everybody likes it.
I fear I would have ate it up.
But he gets in trouble.
Like, yeah.
You would have eaten it up.
I feel like I would have been like, wow, this is actually really fun, and it's I probably would have been involved. It probably would have been a theater department thing. How embarrassing.
Well, considering that this
My
was
school-
a guerrilla stunt, I feel like you
My
would not have
school
been
was-
involved.
I don't know. My school was huge on a flash mob. We loved a flash mob.
Jesus Christ.
And then the thing was, like, we'd film it because we had a TV department, right?
Uh-huh.
So we'd film it, and we'd be like, and there was another flash mob at school today.
Oh, how'd that happen?
It was definitely usually orchestrated by, and it would always be at lunch, and the kids who were not interested in the flash mob were always like, oh, this shit again, are you kidding? I'm just trying to eat my mashed potatoes and square pizza. Like,
Was this in high school?
Yeah.
Was this near the end of your time in high school?
knows like the whole time people
Okay.
would do flash mobs.
I just want to point out the peak of flash mobs was about 2010.
Are you referencing Harlem Shake or whatever?
No, Harlem Shake was after that. Harlem Shake was 2012.
Okay.
Flash mobs were a distinctly recession era
You think
form
so?
of entertainment.
I think they're cringe now.
And doing them in 2013,
Which kids were?
that's like excitedly listening to new Katy Perry music now.
Oh, dang! Drag her ass.
You are out of time. Anyway, back to a Goofy movie.
Yes.
Max gets in trouble, but he does impress his crush, the perfectly haired Roxanne.
She's so gorgeous for a cartoon character. That's peak style. I think I told you this, and I don't know if you heard it. I'm planning to show up at the hair salon next week with a picture of Roxanne and say, "This is what I want."
Isn't that just what Sabrina Carpenter does?
Oh my god, she's so hot. I want to look like her so bad. Sabrina Carpenter is so gorgeous. She's so gorgeous.
I have a
Her
question
hair is so...
for you, or more specifically for Gage.
Uh-huh.
Who is hotter, Roxanne, Lola Bunny, or whatever her name is from Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I think, wholeheartedly, I think Gage would say Lola Bunny because that was his childhood crush.
Okay.
I'm going to say Lola Bunny, final answer.
Okay.
And if he says Jessica Rabbit, I will flip a table and shit a brick.
At the same time?
Literally, yes.
It's a lot of muscular straining at once.
I'm just saying, I will literally die afterwards.
So Max gets in trouble, and then they agree to go to a party that Stacy is holding to watch Powerline's latest concert on pay-per-view.
Stacy is such a girl's girl, though, because, like, when Roxanne was flirting with her little friend, was flirting with, Max, and Max was flirting with her in the principal's office, Stacy was like, "Go get your man, girl." I love Stacy. Girl's girl, icon.
I have another thing to point out. This big end of school party is to watch a pay-per-view of a concert performance. Not
It was
to go to the
1995.
concert. To watch a live stream of the concert.
I'm gonna equate it like this. If it was 1995, and let's say we were all Taylor Swift fans, and the Eras concert went on pay-per-view.
Yes.
That's essentially what they did by putting it on Netflix and stuff.
You know what I would do? I'd wait for the VHS tape and get it from
All
Blockbuster.
right. Well, you're not paying for it. Stacy's dad is paying for it.
I don't want
mom,
Stacy's
if you
dad
will.
to be out of $80 to go watch this concert.
$80.
Pay-per-views are expensive.
Really? I never did. I don't remember how much it cost to rent a movie. I remember that was like a treat. I'd have a babysitter coming or something.
So for a pay-per-view, we never did it. But I'm basing this off of WWE pay-per-view prices where like
That, I
WrestleMania
remember,
was
was crazy.
$80.
I guess I'm just thinking about like when I was little and I'd have a babysitter coming and my mom would be like, "Okay, you can rent a movie," and it would be like $5.
Oh, we get a VHS. We get a Blockbuster or the library.
Oh, we didn't fuck with Blockbuster.
Well, you went to Family Video.
No, we just didn't rent videos really.
What world do you live in?
One where my parents didn't really care for Blockbuster, so
What
we
do you
never
mean
went.
Didn't care for Blockbuster.
They
Like wasn't a
didn't
fan
care
of their
for
business
Blockbuster.
practice.
I don't know. They just didn't care for Blockbuster, so we never went. I don't know
So
what to tell you.
foreign to me.
We only went to Family Video with my grandma, and my cousin and I would have to agree on a movie, which was a nightmare.
Ugh. We bought a copy of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on a Nintendo 64 from Blockbuster. It still has the Blockbuster sticker on it.
Classic. I think
25
we
years
bought
later.
Lily of the Field with Sidney Poitier for my dad when Blockbuster closed because that was his favorite Sidney Poitier movie.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's some taste.
it's niche.
So, Max is like, wait a second. I'm friends with Powerline.
Liar.
I'm going
Idiot.
to go to his concert. And Stacy's like, okay. You didn't need to lie to me anyway, Max, immediately. Also, the principal calls Goofy at work, who is a children's photographer in a department store.
It's giving JCPenney, which is respectable, but it is giving JCPenney.
And his boss, Pete,
who I secretly adore. I simply can't help it. I'm not attracted to Pete. I love him.
You love rotund men.
Yeah. I'm not attracted to Pete, though. He just is, like, funny to me. And I think it's because it's Jim Cummings. I love Jim Cummings. Any character he does is sensational.
Jim Cummings is Goofy also, isn't he?
No, he's Winnie the Pooh.
No, Bill Farmer is Goofy.
But Winnie the Pooh is Jim Cummings, as well as the singing voice of Scar.
And Tigger, and the Tasmanian Devil, and Pegleg Pete, and
that
Cat
so
from
much.
Cat Dog.
Tasmanian Devil is my favorite growing up. I have floor mats in my car that say Real Men Floor It that have him on them that I got my dad in, like, 1997.
You know that he is only 72 years old?
Honestly, slay. This is a pro Jim Cummings house.
Yes.
Okay?
Oh, he was also Smokey Bear before they made him sexy.
God, Smokey Bear is so fine. He's on my hear me out cake, I fear. I don't know what they did, but they made him so hot.
They made him so hot. In
For
2016 or 2017, they made him beefed up.
There was literally no reason for this.
Oh, there's every reason for it, and it's because he's hot. And Fire is hot, too. So, Pete says that Max will turn into a juvenile delinquent bound for the electric chair.
That's a little drastic.
If he continues to act out in school. So, Goofy is like, well, I know just the thing. Let's go on a road trip. A father-son fishing trip to Lake Destiny, Idaho.
That seems so niche, because some people just don't like fishing, and if you don't like fishing and you're going on a fishing trip, that's literal hell.
And some people don't like their dad.
I like fishing. Yeah, he is a teenager, though. So,
right?
Like, I don't know.
A 14-year-old one-on-one road trip with your dad.
I think that would have been hard for me when I was little.
My dad
because,
and I...
you know...
No, sorry, continue. My story's done.
You're good. I was just going to say, because my mom and I, like, are close now, but I feel like when I was in high school, I was a bitch. So...
When I was 15, my dad and I drove from Chicago to Cleveland and back. When I had my learner's permit, just to...
Like a 6?
Get hours. It was like 8 hours.
6 hour? It's 8 hours from Milwaukee, too. Interesting.
There was traffic. And the 3 most memorable things that happened on that trip was... One, we were still in my hometown when my dad was like, run this red light. I was like, what? He's like, we've been waiting for too long, just run it. Because there's a no turn on red.
Shook.
And I was like, okay, whatever. So I think the statute of limitations is up on my red light ticket.
I think it's been a while.
2 was that we took a picture of us jumping outside of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Because we went there to visit the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I went there too. Fun.
The hotel that we stayed at, they had pizza in like the hotel bar, but the sauce was just like pasta sauce. It was disgusting. No. Oh my god. Have you ever made pizza before? Don't come to my house
and make your own pizza night.
You use pasta sauce?
Not always.
What?
I do doctor it up.
What
sometimes I buy regular pizza sauce, but sometimes I just use pasta sauce.
You can make your own. Why would you use pasta sauce?
Because it's cheap, and then I can just put a little extra stuff on it. I don't know. Whatever, Dan. This isn't about me, Dan. Tell your story. Tell your story, Dan.
Oh my god, I'm disgusted.
It's not about me. Keep going. It's not about me.
And then the drive back, we were driving in a torrential rainstorm, and we kept listening to the radio, and the DJ was like, now remember, this rain can hide tornadoes. And we were like, that's not a good thing to keep telling us as we're driving.
That's literally the scariest thing I ever heard in my life.
You know what the scariest thing I've ever heard in my life is?
What?
That you use pasta sauce on your pizza.
Dan,
Jesus.
it's not that deep. It's fine. It's fine.
It's incredibly shallow. You can make your own with like 4 ingredients.
Remind me to not make pizza, like make your own pizza night next time you're in town.
Remind me to make you a pizza.
You know what? Fine. You and Anna come over and you make us pizza.
You know what? You would love it. I make great pizza.
Okay.
I'm a great cook.
I'd love to try it.
I'm a good cook.
Okay.
So, Max and Goof, they head out on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they go first? Lester's Possum Park.
Okay, it's kind of cute. It's kind of camp. It's very much something my family would have gone to and, like, fucking loved.
Run-down possum-based amusement park where everything is broken. A possum jumps into Max's pants.
The little hats, though.
That's cute.
Native America. North America's only native marsupial?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't name any other marsupials.
It is. I'm telling you, that's a fact.
And possums are different than opossums, correct?
No, they're the same thing.
Fascinating. Tell me more.
Yeah. It's just how you pronounce it. There's always an O in front.
Oh, possums.
Their body temperature is too cold for most diseases, so they are not susceptible or able to transmit rabies.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna give him MRSA.
Maybe don't, like, go kiss one or anything.
You
or, like,
cannot stop me from kissing the possum.
I'm gonna encourage you to stop to not kiss the possum.
You can encourage me, but I don't need to listen to you.
Okay, great.
What are you, my dad?
Cool. No, but I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe heed my warning. Heed my warning. They have sharp teeth. They'll probably also just play dead if you come near.
Then the next day, they are driving and they run into Pete and Anna's future husband.
He is so cute. Next movie, we'll talk even deeper about it.
Pete and PJ. They're driving cross country in a high-tech RV.
It honestly looks very slay, and that is the kind of camping I would like to be doing.
I would still not like to be doing that. I would like to be doing none of that and staying in buildings.
I suppose, but if I had to choose, I would choose Pete's trailer over Goofy's tiny little tent.
Tiny little tent and his PT Cruiser or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Goofy teaches Max the perfect cast.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which is an overwrought way to throw your fishing line, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And when he does, he catches Bigfoot.
Sensational.
And they get chased by Bigfoot.
You don't sound like you were laughing, Dan. You sound like you're like, ugh.
Seems
Bigfoot.
like Bigfoot should have played a bigger part in the story and not have just disappeared after this.
No,
they
he's just
found
a fun
Bigfoot.
little memory. He's just a fun little memory.
No one cares that they found Bigfoot? That Bigfoot is real?
They were gonna save the footage to, like, share it, but the camera got destroyed because it was dropped after Bigfoot came after them. So they were like, oh, this is just a fun story for us two boys.
Guy time.
Guy time, just bros being bros. Boys will be boys.
Bigs will be foot.
Yep.
I need to be honest. Walking through the plot of this movie feels insane.
Why?
What is the plot?
The plot is bonding and musical fun for children, Dan. The movie was rated G. They don't even make rated G movies anymore.
Correct. This movie is for children.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have a child. I am not a child.
But you have me, and I'm a child at heart.
You are a Disney adult.
Shut the fuck up, Dan. I swear to God. No. I do love Disney.
Please.
Okay? There.
Please. Go throw whatever Disney Funko Pops you have at me.
I only have 2.
Oh, you don't even have enough for all your mouse ears.
No. I have more. I actually just added a new pop to my Gage Creed collection from Pet Sematary. And I just added a pop to... Literally, how fortuitous at the Target. They had a Riddler and they had a Gage. And I was like... I was gasping. I got to use a coupon. My collections have grown.
How fortuitous at the Target.
Yeah.
So, while Goofy is sleeping, Max changes the map that they are following, where instead of going to Idaho, what's this? They're ending up in Los Angeles.
How does his dad not even think to look goofy? I know your name might be Goofy, but I know you ain't that stupid.
He's trusting
Be
his
so
son.
for real. Be so for real. I would have been like, this turn feels wrong. Hey girl, how come the signs say we're headed towards Los Angeles and not towards Idaho? Hey girl, why are we going south? Hey girl, why are we going west instead of north? These are questions I would have said.
And where are they leaving from again? It shows them on the
Who
map.
knows?
It's somewhere
I don't
in the
remember.
like New England area.
Yeah, it's across the country. They're driving literally across the country, which is my nightmare.
Having driven across, not fully across the country, but from Milwaukee to Los Angeles, it's a long drive.
Yeah. We drove to New York once on a high school trip, and that was horrible. It was 16 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New York City or just New York State, like Buffalo?
City.
Okay.
City.
So the next morning, Max and Goofy, they're having a great time together. They're just riding. And then they stay at the same motel with Pete and PJ.
Okay. The waterbeds.
The waterbeds with fish in them.
That had me dying when I was little. I was like, I want to sit on that bed. As an adult, I'm like, that's so gross.
I always thought that waterbeds would be so cool and fun. I've never seen a waterbed.
My parents had one when I was little, and I honestly could not tell you anything about it. It felt like a bed.
Yeah. My dad had one when he was in high school, and he was like, yeah, I don't know, it was a bed. And I'm like, no, it's water, man.
Yeah, it doesn't, like, move as much as they lead you to believe it does.
Sad.
As much as Big Bed believes you to...
Big water.
Yeah, Big Water. Big Mattress leads you to believe.
Well, Big Mattress, they would be the ones slandering the waterbeds.
That's true. Well, my parents had one, and they got rid of it when I was, like, 7. And...
Sad they didn't keep it for you to swim in.
No. Can you imagine having stomach flu and that's the only thing you can lay on? Like... oh!
So, Pete tells Goofy that Max tricked him.
I mean, Goofy needs to look with his eyes, not with his heart, okay?
Yeah, right? Goofy, he's
too trusting.
He's too trusting. And stupid. Goofy is stupid.
I wasn't going to say that. That's a little harsh.
But it's right.
Yeah, it's a little harsh.
So then the next day, they come up on a highway junction, and there are two roads. Obviously, the two destination places on them are Los Angeles and Idaho.
Yes. My two moods.
What freeway are they taking?
The one that leads you to either Los Angeles or Idaho.
Let's look at what the interstate highway system. The major highways. The major east-west highways.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that they would have to be on either 80
Mm-hmm.
or 70 for that to make any logical sense.
I don't know. I like to think that in this world, Las Vegas doesn't exist. So they were somewhere in Nevada, and it just said, turn right or left, girl.
Just
There's
somewhere
no gambling
in Nevada.
in this world. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a G-rated world.
Mm-hmm. There's no gambling here.
G for no gambling.
G for gambling is bad.
And Goofy trusts that Max will have him turn to Idaho and then go fishing to Sweet Dreams or whatever it's called.
Ugh.
But at the last second, Max tells him to go left. Go to
And then
Los
Goofy?
Angeles.
The image of Goofy pouting is what Gage looks like whenever I'm driving and he's riding passenger. Because he hates when I drive. And I was like, this looks real. This is us.
Why does he hate when you drive?
Because he thinks I'm a bad driver. That's some slander that's been going around recently. I am a great driver.
Okay, what's your normal hand position when you're driving?
10 and 2, because I'm a little baby back bitch.
Okay.
What? What's yours?
Normally I have
5 and 2?
No, I have one hand on the steering wheel and it's just kind of like lazily at the bottom.
Wait, I didn't mean 5 and 2.
5 and 2?
Like this. I meant 5 and 7.
I love driving fully on the right side of the steering wheel.
Yes.
It's normally one hand on 7.
That's such a dad position to have your hands.
I don't know the last time that I made a two-handed turn.
Are you like an underhander though?
No. It's just kind of like I put the minimal amount of pressure on the steering wheel as possible. It's almost like I'm pinching it.
I'm just letting the car take you.
Yeah.
You need to go.
I trust
You're
it.
trusting the car.
I
don't trust my
wheels.
car. Oh dear God, no.
How comfortable are you changing lanes on a highway?
I'd say I'm fine, but other people might say that I get a little nervous. But I only get nervous because there's other people in the car watching me change lanes. When Gage sits in the car with his eyes closed, it's perfect.
Oh my God. Whenever I'm changing lanes, Anna is checking over her shoulder to make sure that it's clear too, and I'm like, I'm looking.
I sit and I don't move because I don't want my head to be in the way. Not that anybody's told me my head's in the way. I'm just worried that it is.
So Max and Goofy, they are mad at each other. Goofy's mad at him. He stops at the Grand Canyon, so they're in Arizona now.
Would love to see the Grand Canyon sometime.
Oh, you should drive there.
Mm-hmm.
Right now.
No, absolutely not.
Hands at 2 and 5. Mm-hmm. So they stop at the Grand Canyon. Goofy storms off, but he doesn't put the brake on. And then Max kicks a tire, and similar to Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the car goes skidding down into the Grand Canyon.
Tough to see.
Into
really
the Colorado
tough to
River.
See.
And they land on the car and are floating down the river. Anna, has this ever happened to you?
Always. Every weekend. Happened actually this morning.
Interesting. And yet you've never been to the Grand Canyon.
Never been. This was actually just, in like... What are those called?
Your lies are falling apart.
In Wisconsin. Dan, I can't lie. You know I can't lie. I get so stressed.
I'm seeing through your stories.
One time at work, we were getting ready for a Halloween party, and our theme was Barbie, and we weren't telling anyone. And somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, why is there a Barbie Jeep in your boss's office?" And I sat there in silence and stared at them. And I said, I looked at them, and they went, "What?" And I went, "What?" And they said, "Are you going to say something?" And I said, "I thought you were going to say something," and turned back to my desk. So I hate lying. I hate being put on the spot when I have to think of a lie really fast. I always say to Gage, this is how you'll know that I'll never cheat on you, besides the fact that I just love you, is also because I could never keep it a secret. I can't lie. I can't lie. God, that would eat me up.
Why did it not think for you to go, I don't know?
Don't come to me when I am focused on something and ask me to start lying.
It is
because
really...
over their shoulder, I could see my coworkers going, "Just say something," and I was like, "I can't, girl, I can't." It
is so easy to just feign ignorance if somebody asks you something like that. What's going on? I don't know.
Dan, I'd already had sweated through my shirt. It was too late. Like,
why is there a Barbie Jeep in your boss's office? Why are you shivering?
Why do you lose all color in your face?
You look like a chihuahua on a cold morning. What's going on?
Thank you. That's actually just my natural aura. Anyway.
So while they're floating down the Colorado River on their overturned car.
Which seems like it would be a lot more rough.
But no, it's so smooth. I don't know why people go rafting down there.
Yeah.
It seems like a
Clearly
float.
It was nothing.
So Max explains that he's not a kid anymore. He wants his own life. And Goofy just wants to be a part of Max's life.
Well.
They sing a song and they understand each other. The end.
I love that for them. I love singing a song to understand.
And then Goofy's like, yeah, we'll go to Los Angeles. Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball at the concert that I have. He probably was like, "Who is this power line fellow?"
Yeah, what are we doing with the power lines?
Probably, like, pronouncing it wrong, like, Powerlin?
Pauline? What's his name?
Pauline! Yes.
Is he Hawaiian?
Mm.
So they spot a waterfall. They try to swim against the current. They can't. Goofy falls off the car.
It's giving Yahaha Hui, you know what I'm saying?
I really do not.
Really? That's like Goofy's thing. When he falls,
He goes,
it gets
Yahaha.
Let me pull it up.
You cannot say something like that. It's
Can
giving
you do your
Yahaha
Disney
Hui.
research before you come on the podcast with me? Please?
Before I come on the podcast with a Disney adult? Is that what you're
I can't even
asking?
believe that you be out here. Here it is. Let me get this
I
up.
hope there's an ad.
Did you hear it? Do you need it again?
Play it again. What? I'm hearing nothing.
Really?
Turn
Okay.
your volume up.
Everyone be quiet.
Oh, God. What?
Did you hear it? Now you're getting why I
just
said
heard-
Yahahui?
No, I just heard.
That's okay. I'll text it to you. Anyway, that's Goofy's iconic yell, and also do your Disney research before you come tussle with me in the Disney ring. Unfortunately,
Oh my God, Max does the perfect cast.
period. If we listen to each other's heart, we're never too far apart, and maybe love is the reason why. Take it home, Dan.
I won't.
Okay.
They
That's really
save
tough.
they save Goofy, and they reconcile, and then they head to Los Angeles for the Powerline concert, which, based on the way that the stadium is animated, it is at the Forum.
It's giving biggest concert event of the year. Powerline is definitely going to be playing more than one concert night there. Like,
Yeah.
This is definitely LA night one.
LA Night, one of 3 or 4.
Yeah, for sure.
Or maybe it has a Billy Joel, residency. Where Billy
Maybe.
Joel's played Madison Square Garden, 500 times.
Yeah, well, you never know.
So they get separated because Max gets distracted by some hot babes.
Oh my god. Classic teenage boy.
Who among us? Who among us wouldn't?
Me?
You've got some backup dancer bootay in front of you and you don't
Right.
get distracted
Well,
by it?
I actually probably would get distracted because I'd be like, how did they achieve that?
Right?
Why not Anna? I'd be looking respectfully like, damn, what's the routine?
You'd be taking notes.
Literally. I'd be like, ma'am, excuse me, what's your diet and a workout plan?
I don't eat anything and I only do squats 18 hours a day.
Fuck. Damn it.
So, as they get distance from each other, Goofy gets pushed into the Powerline entrance cannon.
Crazy that I know this is a cartoon movie, so literally anything can happen, but if this happened in real life,
Concert stopped
Goofy would've been
immediately. He would have been shot.
he would have been snapped off the stage, the concert would have been paused, Powerline would have been escorted off the stage just in case.
I was at a concert
girl,
where
be
somebody
for real.
came up on stage right at the end of it.
Are you serious?
It was an Ava Max concert.
I don't know who that is, but that's crazy.
She sings Kings and Queens. The pop song that
Okay.
uses You Give Love a Bad Name. And follow the Kings.
Follow the Kings
Yeah, that one.
and the Queen. Okay, I love that we did that at the same exact time. That was really something for my brain.
Yes, it scratched an itch. But somebody popped up on stage right at the end of it, and security tackled
my
them
God.
immediately.
Immediately! Are you
No-
kidding me?
No way that Goofy would be able to freestyle his way into duetting with Powerline.
Mm-mm. I mean, it was the 90s.
It's always the 90s.
Mm-hmm. The 90s, baby. No, yeah, for real, he would have been taken off the stage immediately before he even got his first Yahahui out. You know what I mean?
100%. So Powerline then does the dance with his performance. Max runs up onto the stage lights as he's getting chased by the guards. Max would have been euthanized at this point.
Max would have also been, taken off the stage immediately.
I will say it
apprehended.
It is pre 9/11, so the level of constant security is not as high as it is now.
But it's interesting. Yeah, considering I was reading a book and it took place recent, and it was like an event where a celebrity was talking, and somebody just yelled out something to her, and they were immediately like apprehended.
Oh my god! I went to this screening of the Tegan and Sarah documentary that Tegan and Sarah did a talkback afterwards. And they had security, like, escorting them the entire time that they were there.
Yeah. There was a stalker at a Drew Barrymore Renee Rapp interview. And Renee, like, threw herself over Drew. But then, of course, I mean, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
that interview?
It was just Renee Rapp's excuse to throw herself over Drew Barrymore. That's my conspiracy theory. It's all
good
staged,
for Renee.
Right?
Let Renee have her moment. She deserves it, okay?
No, I did it, yeah. And, like, Drew Barrymore, like, ran off stage. She was, like, ushered off stage.
Yeah, it's scary. I can't even imagine.
Then John Hinckley Jr. shot Reagan for Jodie Foster.
Jodie.
And now he sings folk music.
I am unworthy of your love. What?
What?
I was singing Assassins.
Oh. He's a would-be assassin. He's not even an assassin.
Yeah, but he has a duet with Squeaky Fromm in the musical.
Okay.
Gage and I sing it together.
She is an assassin.
Yeah. Gage and I sing it together all the time.
So you want to kill a president.
Oh, period. Okay.
So then they all dance on stage, and all of the kids from high school are watching, and they're impressed. They're surprised.
What do you think they would have said, though, if he had been snatched off the stage? They would have made fun of him. They were like, holy crap.
Yo, I saw you get beat up by Powerline.
Yeah.
Loser.
That would have... Don't even know. I think they would have thought it was cool.
I think they probably would have, too.
Yeah, they were like, damn, that shit was cool.
Yo, you got Powerline sweat on you. Can I lick it?
Okay, too much. Too far. Yuck.
So then they drive home. And they stop by Roxanne's house. And then Max tells her that he lied about everything. And she's like, yeah, it's fine.
Because she literally said, don't lie to me, I like you, in the first, 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. Which makes the whole events of the movie pointless.
No! The point of the movie was the fun we had along the way, Dan.
No, it's always about the destination, never the journey.
It's always the journey for me.
They promise to not lie to each other anymore, and they kiss. And then Goofy's car explodes.
Classic.
He crashes through a roof of Roxanne's house, and Max introduces him to her, and that's a Goofy movie.
Oh, sensational piece of art.
It's fine.
Dan, this is a sensational piece.
I'm sure if I was 7, I would have loved this.
Exactly. It's made for 7-year-olds.
It's made for younger than 7-year-olds.
Well, yeah.
This is similar to when I was 8 and watching Halloween Town High, thinking, "Oh my god, these guys are so cool. High school is so cool."
Town High. Hell yeah! Except there were no goblins in my high school.
Oh, there weren't. Mine had
that one hot goblin.
Hot Goblin.
From high school, or from Halloween Town? Luke?
Is he in 3?
No.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
We watched these. We talked about these.
I know.
Okay. Goofy movie. Why do you love it?
Because it's cute. And I love PJ.
I didn't talk about PJ once.
I know, but he was in my heart.
He does not have a large role.
Mom. No, he's a bigger part in an extremely goofy movie.
Okay.
I just think it's a cute coming-of-age movie talking about the relationship between parents and kids as they get older. And I think the music is very nostalgic for me. I think, Dan, this is one of the rare times where our 3-year age difference is up on display.
It's a big difference in children's media that we watched.
Because normally 3 years is whatever. But when it comes to this,
is that what you said to the judge? Thank you.
What? Damn! What? Okay. Anyway, Dan. Oh man, I rubbed my eye too hard. My contact's falling out. Okay. Anyway, you might have consumed different media than I did.
I did watch House of Mouse.
Oh, I loved House of Mouse.
I also loved House of Mouse.
Okay, but what was like a Disney movie that you really grew up with?
Aladdin.
Okay, well, I liked Aladdin too. Okay,
Tarzan.
Well, okay, so I was a little bit older when Tarzan came out.
Okay.
And I remember watching Tarzan, but it just was not quite as big of a movement as something like a cartoon like this would have been. You know what I mean?
Okay, fair.
And I think just, it's short and easy to consume. It just reminds me of, like, watching this with my babysitters or with my friends and, like, going to daycare and, like, singing the songs or, like, singing at school or whatever. I don't know. Just, it was a nice movie for when I was little and me and my friends enjoyed it. And, yeah.
Did you get anything out of it watching it this time, instead of just nostalgia?
Yes, I told you, the whole thing with Goofy and Max, like, the whole thing of Goofy wanting to be close to his son, but Max being, like, a kind of an asshole, because that's how teenagers kind of are, hits different now, because it's like, oh, I was that kind of jerky teenager when I was littler. Mm-hmm. And now, like, I get why maybe my parents were wanting to connect with me, and I was just being a dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. How about you? On your first watch?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the father-son bonding, getting to know each other. It's, for a G-rated movie for toddlers, it's
not for toddlers, it's for everyone.
It's not for toddlers. It works. It's a good way to tell it. Yeah. I think that there's a real tonal issue between the kind of heartfelt story that they are trying to tell with Max and Goofy and then the actual, like, slapstick comedy with Goofy getting blown up and thrown around and everything.
It is hard because I think of all the Disney characters, that's who Goofy is. He was always, I mean, his name's fucking Goofy. His name is Gigi Goof. Yeah, sorry, his name is Gigi Goof. Gigi Goof has always been the one who's, even in his sports-themed videos from, like, the 50s, he was getting blown up into the sky or getting trampled by people. He was always the slapsticky, like, what's the word I'm looking for? My brain is saying violent humor, but that feels incorrect. But you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. He's the one that, like, Three Stooges level, except cartoon. Whereas, like, Donald and Mickey were put into more
Donald's was mostly jingoistic, anti-Japanese.
What?
Oh, you've never seen those World War II era Disney cartoons?
I don't want to think about those. I'm not thinking about those. I'm not accepting that. I am not. I do know that he had...
Or someone really is a Disney adult. There's no flaws with this company.
There are lots of flaws with this company. Let's be so for fucking real.
Yeah, and it's that tickets are too expensive, so I can't go enough.
Stop. Have you been in my brain? No, I'm kidding. There are a lot of flaws. But besides the point, like, Donald and Mickey were placed in more quote-unquote realistic situations. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I think giving Mickey or Donald a kid all of a sudden would have been a weird thing to try and shoehorn into a movie. Like, you can't send them with one of their nephews out on this trip. Mm-hmm. And if Donald had gone on this trip with Huey, Dewey, and Louie as their legal guardian, I think... Oh, am I boring you, Dan? Yawning into the microphone? Am I boring you?
I didn't expect the lore to get so deep.
I think I'm pressing on. I think that if it had been like Donald with Huey, Dewey, and Louie, it would have been more of a focus on, like, how they kind of play tricks on Donald and how, like, they're sweet, but they're also little assholes. Whereas Max is just a normal kid.
Yes.
And he's always been just a normal kid.
Yes, that's true.
I don't know.
I have trivia.
Okay, I'm ready.
For some reason, Jeffrey Katzenberg wanted Jim Cummings to do the Goofy voice, or Bill Farmer to do Goofy in his normal speaking voice.
For this movie?
For this movie.
Instead of his Goofy voice?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
And then they recorded a few sessions, and then they're like, "This sucks." And then he did the Goofy voice, and everything was fine.
I mean, I know you're trying to play him as a more serious character, but he is an established theme and vibe. He needs to be doing his Goofy voice. He needs to stick with the brand.
Yeah, right?
That'd be like, imagine Donald Duck one day walking up and being like, "How do you do? I'm Donald." Like, I would be scared. I said, "What the hell is this?"
Powerline was originally supposed to be voiced by Bobby Brown, singer of My Prerogative and other
you didn't
New
have
Jack
to say.
Swing
I know
hits.
exactly who the hell that is. You talking like Whitney and Bobby Brown?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
However, he was recast because of the drugs.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So many drugs.
Yeah.
The voice of Lester, of the MC of Lester's Possum Park, was passed away before the movie came out.
Oh, I hate that.
And the voice of Lester was Kevin Lima, the director.
Oh, very nice. Okay, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I think Pauly Shore was in this, but uncredited.
Yes, he was.
Was he uncredited?
Yes. Pauly Shore
He
was...
was the red-haired friend.
Yes, his character's name is Bobby Zemersky.
That's right, Bobby. The
Yes.
Leaning Tower of Cheesa.
And this was after Pauly Shore was already famous. Like, Encino
Yeah.
Man was 92.
Yeah, I think it was just a little bit part for him. I mean, the character's only in, like, one scene.
Yeah. He's a Nepo baby.
Is he really?
His parents or his mom runs the Comedy Store in Los Angeles.
God damn.
Or she did until she died. She ran it until 2018.
Wish I was a Nepo baby sometimes, just for the money.
So this movie was greenlit by Jeffrey Katzenberg. Jeffrey Katzenberg resigned to create DreamWorks. Well, okay, what?
We all know DreamWorks has only given us a few good pieces.
Like Saving Private Ryan.
I was thinking specifically of the Shrek franchise.
Like all of Spielberg's movies post 1998. You're rolling your eyes at Catch Me If You Can.
Yes!
At West
I
Side
am.
Story.
Okay, no, not wait, West Side Story, the new one? Or
Yeah,
the old one?
the new
No,
one. If
fuck
you
the
can
new
ignore
one.
the lead actor, it's like a perfect
Are
movie.
you talking about Ansel?
Yeah.
I do my best to ignore him after all the scandal. Damn, and he really had me sobbing over him in The Fault in Our Stars.
He's good in The Fault
I
in
gotta
Our
soak
Stars.
those tears right back up. I loved Baby Driver. Are you kidding me?
So Jeffrey Katzenberg left, and then Disney was like, this is just a contractual obligation, so they didn't really promote it.
Yeah,
Which is the theory of why it didn't do well.
it did well with a certain demographic.
You.
People my age.
So Jeffrey Katzenberg wanted Steve Martin to do the voice of Goofy
That makes no sense.
because he thought that
Why would you
audience
recast?
wouldn't tolerate listening to Goofy's voice for 90 minutes.
That's literally the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard in my life. And that's exactly what I would have said to him if I was at the table. I'm a bitch, dang.
Lester's Possum Park was supposed to be a punchline to a gag where Max and Goofy would drive towards a water park that was advertised for hundreds of miles. But then they would pull into the Suck-E Cheeses across the road from it.
My parents didn't let me say that things sucked until I was, like, in college.
Mine either.
So, I don't think that... you said yours either?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't think that would have been
That
a
would not have
Disney-friendly joke.
And originally, it wasn't supposed to be Bigfoot at the campground. It was supposed to be a bear. Bigfoot's more
Bigfoot is
interesting.
so much more slay.
Anna, would this
Yeah.
movie be better or worse than the same with Jonathan Taylor Thomas as Maximilian Goof?
Oh my god, can you imagine? Well, he's already young Simba for us, you know?
He is, yes.
But...
Well, again, for you, I didn't watch Lion King until I saw it with you.
I say pause. I threw a party at my house so you yourself would be able to partake.
Yeah, and everybody else was not watching the movie.
No, which
I was sitting on a couch very far away from the television, kind of hearing The Lion King.
Sorry, Dan. We did have a really small TV. And I just wanted an excuse to hang with everyone. Anyway, I think it would be, dare I say, better because I often mistake not James Marsden. What's this guy's name?
Jason Marsden?
Jason Marsden. I always think he sounds a little bit like JTT anyway.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be
How
the same,
about you?
too.
Oh, sorry. I do too. How about you? But I would like to hear for Goofy.
Now, I need to think about that because I need to find a Goofy movie quote.
Do the laugh. Do the roar.
As Jimmy Stewart, do the Goofy laugh?
The yahoo.
Yuck.
Do the scream. Yahoo.
Yahoo.
Oh my god. Dan, you gotta work on your yahoo before we go. I'm planning a trip to Disneyland for all of us now.
Oh, I'm surprised you hadn't been planning that for longer. Or constantly.
Well, I always assumed that if Gage and I came to visit you guys, we'd have a day trip to Disney, so...
Of course.
By force.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Universal Studios is like 10
Trash,
miles from us and way cheaper. We don't have to go to Orange County.
Yeah, but at what cost, Dan? And the cost is not as much fun. I've been there.
Yeah, you've never seen the Minion.
Minion
Looking
World.
over the 101. Now, how many cups of sugar does it take to get to the moon? You want the moon? How many cups of sugar does it take to get to the moon?
I dropped a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm listening. Okay, there we go.
This is a vacation with me and my best buddy.
Oh, that would make me sad to hear.
No, silly, with you. You look just
honestly,
like I did at your age.
I know that, like I just said, Goofy should be sounding like Goofy, but I fear that this performance has swayed me. And maybe a little Jimmy Stewart moment.
Could you back up a bit, Mr. Foot? You're out of focus.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can literally picture Jimmy Stewart giving these lines.
Goodbye, old house. Goodbye, old mailbox. Goodbye, old pile of broken wood. What a movie. I think it would be better. I've been, like you've been convinced by my performance, I've also been convinced by my performance.
I think he would have slayed. To say the least, I think it would have been a slay.
On a scale of 1 to 5 times that you see eye to eye, what do you give this?
Oh, period. I give it 4.5 because 5 stars is reserved for an extremely goofy movie. I cannot wait to have you meet Bradley Uppercrust III.
I've seen him. I've seen an extremely goofy movie.
No! And then I'm going to have to send you a few Max and Bradley edits because I was watching those for a while and they were cracking.
You just want all your Disney characters to make out.
That's not true.
Is it?
I don't want anyone to make out.
You sexless fool. I give it a 2.5 out of 5. It's fine.
No!
It's average.
Oh, yeah.
Yuck.
That was like a shot to the heart.
Yeah, well.
You're to blame.
If all of the kings and the queens on the throne, whatever the lyrics are.
Period.
That is it for this week's episode of In Conclusion. We'll be back next week. We'll be extremely back next week.
Oh my god, I cannot fucking wait.
With an extremely goofy movie. What would the third one be called? A ludicrously goofy movie?
So goofy, you won't even believe it. The movie.
A frankly unhealthy goofy movie?
A silly movie.
Just a silly
Something
movie.
completely stupid.
A serious
The
film.
goofiest movie. Cinema. A serious film. I can't. Oh my god.
If you want to find us on social media, we're on Facebook and Twitter at And In Conclusion, on Instagram at In Conclusion Podcast, on Patreon at patreon.com/InConclusion. I am on Twitter at Dan O'Keefe86 and on TikTok at Not Dan O'Keefe. Anna, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at OptimusPrime818, where I do not post about Disney things. Or you can find me on Twitter.
Yeah, you
at
hide
Autobots
yourself.
Roll Out. Capital O for Auto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll, the O in Roll, and the O and Out are zeros. I also don't post about Disney things there.
Because you're hiding your true self. You've got a Finsta that's just for Disney.
No! Can you... Oh,
it's just
God.
Goofy shirtless.
Gross! No! Although my friend did send me a video of somebody at Disney, like a Disney con, and they found an artist who does like sexy drawings of the guy Disney characters, and I was like, holy crap! I definitely used to look at those when I was younger.
Oh my God! Put it away.
They're not like naked; they're just ripped.
That's even worse.
I'll send you one.
No, don't.
I'm going to.
We will be back next week with an extremely goofy movie. In the meantime, everybody, stay safe, have fun, and take a shower, you sickos.
I'm gonna go outside and touch some grass.
Yeah, Jesus. Bye.
Bye. So just don't breathe near me.
A Creative Land podcast.